Chief Presidential Legal Counsel Salvador Panelo again departs from the views of other lawyers advising President Rodrigo Duterte. In a statement Wednesday, June 23, Panelo says no new law is required to arrest persons who refuse to get vaccinated from COVID-19. He cites parts of the 1987 Constitution as a supposed legal basis for criminalizing vaccine refusal. A constitutional law professor John Molo says Panelo is mistaken, saying constitutional provisions cited give those powers to the state and not the president. Molo adds the Constitution doesn't allow presidents to declare on their own which acts are criminal and have people arrested. Integrated Bar of the Philippines National President Domingo Egon Cayosa also says there is no law yet that punishes refusal to be vaccinated. Panelo's legal opinion differs from those of Justice Secretary Menardo Guevarra and presidential spokesperson Harry Roque. Roque says while there is legal basis for Duterte's arrest order in Philippine jurisprudence, Congress still needs to pass a law making vaccine refusal a crime. Guevarra, meanwhile, says Duterte's remarks are just his way of emphasizing the importance of vaccination and that there is no legal basis for such arrests. The Health Department on Wednesday, June 23, classifies Metro Manila as a low-risk area due to its decreasing number of COVID-19 cases. Dr. Alethea de Guzman of the DOH's Epidemiology Bureau says cases in Metro Manila have dropped by 23% in the last 2 weeks. De Guzman adds the average daily attack rate of the capital region is only at 5.7, making it a low-risk area. While the DOH classifies Metro Manila as low-risk, 4 regions are now high-risk: Caraga, Davao Region, and Socsargen in Mindanao and Western Visayas. Meantime, the Octa research team says intensive care units or ICUs in 10 cities outside Metro Manila are nearly full. In its report released Tuesday, June 22, the group notes 86 to 97% or 9 out of 10 ICU beds in the cities of Davao, Iloilo, Cagayan de Oro, General Santos, Tagum, Cotabato, San Pablo, Coronadal, Tuguegarao, and Batangas are occupied. Local health officials pay close attention to ICU capacity since it's an indicator of how severe the COVID-19 cases are. Manila Mayor Isko Moreno on Tuesday, June 22, teams up with Vice President Leni Robredo for the pilot run of the Vaccine Express, a drive-through vaccination effort for tricycle, pedicab, and delivery drivers. This is the first time Moreno and Robredo are seen publicly together since their names were floated as a possible tandem for President and Vice President in the 2022 elections. According to a source privy to backroom talks, the meeting is an impromptu test run of a Leni-Isko team-up. But Robredo maintains Manila became the pilot area for Vaccine Express not because of the 2022 elections, but due to Moreno's willingness to partner with their office for the vaccination effort. Robredo and Moreno are 2 of the possible candidates in the most high-stakes presidential election since Corazon Aquino challenged Ferdinand Marcos in February 1986. Meantime, Lakas CMD, one of the major political parties of the Philippines, places its bets on presidential daughter and Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte for the presidency in the 2022 elections. Lakas CMD President and House Majority Leader Martin Romualdez announces the endorsement in an online press briefing Wednesday, June 23. In related news, Sorsogon Governor Chis Escudero and Antique Representative Lauren Legarda confirmed their bid to return to the Senate in 2022. In separate statements, Escudero and Legarda say they will be part of the senatorial slate of their party, the Nationalist People's Coalition. A report commissioned by the Reuters Institute shows Filipinos believe that the government and politicians are the top sources of misinformation on the coronavirus, with 34% of the sample believing so. Concerns about misinformation also grow by 2 points at 59%, a percentage point higher than the global average. 50% of Filipinos also believe Facebook is still the biggest platform for misinformation, a number far higher than the 28% global average. Despite that, Facebook remains the biggest source of news for those who consume news on social media at 73%. Meantime, more Filipinos access their news from these platforms from 68% to 72%. General interest in the news decreased, dropping from 69% to 65%. Print consumption dropped, likely due to the COVID-19 pandemic, shrinking from 22% to 16%. TV viewing also dropped from 66% to 61%, defying the general trend worldwide that saw people watching more TV because of lockdowns. Online news consumption, meanwhile, inches forward from 85% to 87%. As for mainstream media, ABS-CBN is the hardest hit as its weekly reach dropped to 41% from 62%. GMA increased its reach by 6 points to 59%. Trust in GMA News remains at the same level, while ABS-CBN and Rappler each fall by 4 points in their trust scores. ABS-CBN was shuttered in May 2020 after its franchise expired and the government refused to renew it. Rappler, a frequent target of the Duterte administration, has been hit with lawsuits ranging from tax evasion to cyber libel.